Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining. We are now live on YouTube. So this session is also being recorded today and it will be available for you to rewatch, pause, recap at any point that you may wish. And anyone who's unable to attend the live session today, you'll also be able to do this. I'll send out a link after today to everyone so they've got a link to today's session. So like I say, you can rewatch at any points today. But I think a really good place to start is by introducing myself. So my name is Grace. I'm one of our admissions operations managers here at Generation and responsible for the application process for our upcoming IT support program. Someone that you may also speak to quite a lot during the application process is my colleague Kim, who's one of our associates. So myself and Kim will be your main contacts during your application process. So today there is a chat function on YouTube and I can see a couple of people are already using it, which is fantastic to see. But just a really nice reminder just to be respectful, kind of everyone who is in the comment section. I'm sure everyone will be, but just a nice reminder. Please do also feel free to use the chat function to put any questions that you might have in there. I can pause at various points throughout today's session to answer questions, and we'll also have a section at the end where we'll pause and ask any questions that you might have. So this is for our upcoming IT support program in Ireland that is due to begin on the 29th of September this year. So what we'll do today is we will cover quite a lot of information. So we'll start with an introduction into Generation, insight into IT support as a career in the industry, and also into the IT support program that Generation offers. We'll also do some insight into the mentoring support that we offer as part of our program and the admissions process. So what are the steps in your application and how can you be successful? So what we'll start with is a really quick introduction into Generation, what we set out to do, and a bit about Generation as a charity. So Generation UK and Ireland, we are a charity that first launched in the UK in 2019 and in Ireland in 2020. We actually originally started in the US back in 2015, and it was created after spotting a really clear gap in the job market. So on one side, you've got employers, especially in sectors like tech, healthcare, and the green economy, who are actively hiring and they have active roles, but are really struggling to find people with the right skills. And then on the other side, there are tons of people who are unemployed or underemployed and really eager to work, but they either don't have the technical skills that are needed for those roles or potentially don't have access to the right training and career pathways. So Generation was created to bridge that gap, so connecting motivated job seekers with the skills that employers actually need. We offer free training programs that are specifically designed to give people those in-demand skills, help them launch life-changing careers that might otherwise be out of reach. Our programs are short and intensive. They're typically Monday till Friday, and they're built in partnership with those employers, so to make sure that what we are teaching is exactly what is needed for the job. As part of the programme, learners get practical training, hands-on experience and wraparound support as well. So we connect them directly with employers and help them through the application and interview process. So now globally, Generation runs in over 17 countries and 300 cities. And across all of those, we have helped over 110,000 people graduate from our programs and move into work, and we partner with more than 3,000 employers. We also regularly check in with those employers as well to check how our graduates are performing, and so far 84% of employers have said that Generation graduates actually outperform peers who come through more traditional routes like university or previous experience, which shows that our approach really works. I see that we're getting a couple of questions in the chat function right now about whether this is open to only Irish applicants. So this information session today is focusing on the IT support program that we are running in Ireland. We do also have programs that we are running in England, but there should be a separate information session for that program. If you would like to stick around, we will still be going through what the program involves, which is the same as the Irish program, as the English program, but this will be more specific in regards to kind of key dates and eligibility documents that are specific to Ireland. So it's up to you if you would like to carry on watching. Otherwise, we will focus on the Irish program today. So I see we've got a couple other questions, so I'll go ahead and take a pause a little bit later on to answer those. So fantastic. And a question that we get asked quite a lot by our applicants are, what kind of opportunities are open to me after I graduate from the programme? Where do some of your graduates work, and where have they found employment? And so this is a little bit of an overview of where Generation graduates have or are currently working. There's tons of household names here like Sainsbury's, PlayStation, Just Eat. What else have we got? Direct Line Group, we've got BP, River Island, etc. But I think a really important takeaway from this are roles in IT support are not just limited to traditional IT companies. Big employers like Cancer Research, the government, they all use tech in their day-to-day operations and therefore have a need for IT support workers. So there is tons of opportunity out there. So Generation UK and Ireland, we cover a lot of different regions. So whether that's Scotland, Yorkshire, London, West Midlands, Ireland, or Greater Manchester. As I mentioned earlier, today we are focusing on the IT support programme that we are running in Ireland. That is due to begin on the 28th of September. So more specifically, this application process is open to applicants who are based in either Dublin, Kildare, Meath, Louth, or Wicklow. So I think a really nice place as well to pause and kind of kick off today's session is with a quiz. So this is where that chat function will come into really good use. So I'd like you to use that chat function and let me know, how much time do you think an average employee loses each day due to IT related issues such as software problems, slow systems, or connectivity issues? So do you think it's A, 4 minutes, B, 15 minutes, or C, 22 minutes? Feel free to put your answer in the chat. We've got a couple different answers come through here. We've got a 22 minutes. We've got a couple more C's as well. Looks like C is resounding. Oh, someone's got an hour, which isn't on the screen, but yeah, an hour potentially. We've got C's, got a 15 minutes as well. Fantastic. So let's see what the answer is. If you said C, 22 minutes, you are completely right. So that doesn't sound like too much, but when you do add it up over the course of a year, it amounts to nearly 2 full weeks of lost productivity per person. So just imagine how much more effective a business could be if that time wasn't lost. And this is exactly why IT support advisors are so important. They are the first people called when something goes wrong. So if it's a broken printer, or a crashed computer, or a forgotten password, all of things that I have experienced. They don't just solve problems, but they keep the whole business running really smoothly. It's a very rewarding role, especially if you like helping people, you like solving problems and being that person that others rely on in a crisis. Plus, it can be a really great starting point for progressing into roles like cybersecurity, systems admin, or cloud support as well. Another question we get asked quite a lot by our applicants is IT support for me? Tell me more about what it involves and what it could look like. So a lot of people ask, do I need to be super technical to work in IT support? And the answer to that is not at all. The career really is about people and problem solving. So if you're someone who likes figuring things out, enjoys helping others, and you have a calm approach when things don't go as planned, you're already showing a great mindset of someone who could be a great IT support professional. So you don't need to be a tech genius by day one whatsoever. What matters is most your curiosity, your communication skills, and your real drive to learn. The technical know-how will come with training, experience, and practice as well. So if you look at this list right here, so being a good problem solver, being a good communicator, if you like working with computers and systems, if you're someone who's quite curious in nature, you stay calm under pressure, and you enjoy fixing things. If you look at all those things and you think, yeah, that sounds like me, then IT support could definitely be for you. And so we'll run through now what an IT support analyst actually does and what a day-to-day looks like. So I think it's really important to break it down because it is more than just turning things off and on again, which is normally my first approach to any kind of tech issues. So there's almost two sides to it. On the soft skills side, you're the friendly face of tech. You're there to problem solve, keep calm under pressure, and help users feel supported. So even when things go wrong. And for this, communication, teamwork skill, and proactiveness are really key. And then on the other side, you've got those technical skills. So that's the more hands-on stuff, resolving issues like software, hardware, maintaining the systems that people rely on, using platforms like chat or phone to walk people through solutions. You also track issues, you log tickets, and help prevent problems from reoccurring again in the future. In terms of career growth, it is very fast. You could start on 25 to 30,000 euros and move up to 35,000 within a couple of years. The role is a real launch pad for further specializations into things like cybersecurity, infrastructure, cloud support. So if you're someone who really enjoys problem solving, helping people and working with tech, then IT support could be a perfect place to start your career. And so we touched on a little bit about career progression in IT support and what that looks like. So why choose IT support? Hopefully this slide showed you a little bit about the clear progression path that many professionals follow once they start in the tech sector. So you could begin as an IT support technician, often called a first-line support. From there, you can really build on your skills and move into more technical second-line roles. With experience, you can shift into more specialized areas like networking or systems analysis. What's exciting about tech and IT support is the pace. In just 2 to 3 years, your salary could jump to around 35,000, and with deeper expertise, you could begin leading on teams or consulting for companies at a 60k plus level. But the path isn't rigid whatsoever. IT support is a really versatile entry point, so you'll touch many areas of tech. Some people discover a passion for software development or cloud services or even business intelligence and then pivot from there. The average salary for IT support professionals, in Ireland is over 45,000, so showing that there is really a long-term future in the industry. So whether you're more customer focused or you want to become a technical expert, there is a route for you in IT. So we'll move on now into a bit more detail about IT support with cybersecurity program with Generation. I know that we've had a couple of questions just around the difference between the English and the Irish cohorts. So I think let me just run through a couple of questions we have had. So someone has asked, I'm from England, is the one in Ireland different? Really good question. So what is covered in the IT support with cybersecurity program is the exact same between both England and Ireland. What is different about both programs is the eligibility. So as kind of goes with the namesake, you'll need to be based in Ireland to apply for the Irish one. You'll need to be based in England to apply for the English programs. What also is different is around the dates. So the dates may be slightly different around the start dates. So if you are applying to the English program, you're more than welcome to carry on watching today, as, like I say, what is covered in the course and also the kind of job opportunities available to you afterwards, they are similar. The same, but it is just slightly different start dates. So we'll be covering the Irish cohort today, which is starting on the 29th of September. Fab, and we have another question here. Someone has asked, is the course entirely online? Which is a really good question. We'll be running through this in a little bit more detail as we go through today's slides, but it is completely online. All of our delivery is remote. If you don't have a working laptop, or if your Wi-Fi is a bit patchy, or you don't have a working camera, these are all things that we can lend to you if you are successful in receiving a place on the program. But like I say, we'll go through delivery of the program and what that looks like in a little bit more detail over the next few slides. Fantastic. So I'll take a pause there on questions. Feel free to keep sending questions through in the chat box, and I'll take another pause when we go through slides a little bit later on. Fantastic. So we'll go through now what our program looks like. So, like I said, this program is our IT support cybersecurity program, which begins on the 29th of September. It will run for 9 weeks in total, and during those 9 weeks, it is Monday till Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. And as we are a charity here at Generation, it is completely free of cost to everyone who enrolls onto the program. With that, we're very kindly funded, so we do have some eligibility criteria you will need to satisfy in order to be considered for a place on the program. So I'll take you through that now and exactly what that looks like. So, to be eligible for a place on this program, you need to be over the age of 18, not currently in education, training, or work. If you are working a 0 hours contract or a part-time contract up to about 16 hours a week, that is absolutely fine. We do just ask that it would be within the evenings or on the weekends, so not during that Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. You also need to have the legal right to work and live within Ireland. So for non-EU citizens, we can only accept applications from those on a Stamp 1, 1G spousal or a Stamp 4 visa. You also need to be living in Ireland, more specifically in either Dublin, Kildare, Meath, Louth or Wicklow. You also need to be available for the full 9 weeks of the programme and potentially ready to start your job search straight after and start a full-time job upon completion as well. So a little bit about what you can gain from one of our programs here at Generation. So like I mentioned already, it's completely free training. At no point will any cost be associated with your learning. It's completely online as well, so you can learn from the comfort of your own space. You spend lots of time with a live instructor. You have the opportunity to ask questions, request additional support where needed. You also get access to one-to-one mentoring. So we'll move onto this in a bit more detail over the next few slides. But you get a dedicated mentor who is there to help with your soft skills, and then that instructor is there for the technical knowledge. So whilst your mentor may be helping with more employability skills, so maybe looking at CV writing, interview skills, etc., they are there to really provide that, make sure that you have the best chance of completing the programme and are really set up for success beyond as well. We will also connect learners with employers on the bootcamp as well. So we will set up interviews as well for full-time roles upon completion. Examples of employers who recruit for the role and who have contributed to curriculum design are companies such as Zen Internet have been quite instrumental in designing our curriculum, and then a lot of the employers that we covered in earlier slides have been ones that we have connected our learners with as well. So unlike traditional training, our bootcamp is really there to get you employed. So not just teach you these new skills, but it's an important distinction. So at the end of this course, we want you to be job ready and we will support you with getting interviews and applications. As I mentioned earlier, if you are successful in receiving a place on the programme, we can lend you a laptop or internet access. So if this is something that you need and you can have that, we'll send it to you to your home and then you can use that for the duration of the programme as well. You can also continue to receive benefits if you are enrolled onto the programme. If you're not already receiving this, our mentors can also support you and guide you how to do this as well. But there is a really important note just around claiming benefits in Ireland. So if you are currently receiving job seeker payments from Intreo, you can still receive this through Intreo if you are on the programme. But there are a few things that you need to do to make sure that your payments will continue. So first, you need to receive an offer from Generation for your chosen bootcamp. You then need to take that offer, email or offer letter to your local Intreo centre, along with the completed education, training and development form. You then need to receive a written approval from Intreo. So this is before your first day on the programme. And there are some caveats on who is eligible to keep their job seeker payments as well. So according to Intreo, you have to be over the age of 21 and receiving job seekers for at least 6 months. If you're aged between 18 and 20 and haven't been in full-time education for 2 years, you also have to have been receiving job seekers for 6 months. So really important criteria there. If you don't meet those criteria, of course, you can still join a generation program, but it's just something really to be aware of, that you may not be able to continue receiving your job seeker payments whilst you are on it. For further information on this, I'd really recommend speaking to your local Intreo centre, checking with them, also have a check of the information on our website as well. But if you are eligible for this, then once you're approved, you can continue to receive your normal job seekers payment throughout the programme. You don't need to be available for work during that time or have to sign on again, and you won't lose your payment just because you're in training. Fantastic. So I'll pause now and just run through a couple further questions. Let's see what we have here. Someone's asked, what type of skills do you need to learn as cybersecurity? Really good question. So, and also asked, can you give us an example of cybersecurity, the skills and techniques and how it will benefit? So what we'll do over the next couple of slides, we'll run through more around the curriculum and what you'll be learning throughout those 9 weeks, including around cybersecurity, what we teach around cybersecurity as well. So if you hang fire over the next couple of slides, we should hopefully answer this question for you. Fantastic. And someone said, if someone's on universal credit and it's 9 till 5, what happens on the day if you need to sign on? It's a half-hour walk each way to the job centre. Good question. So like I've mentioned on this intro slide, if you are currently seeking job seekers payment, this is specific to Irish applicants, just in regards to this Irish cohort. You will not have to continue to sign on during that time. You don't need to be available for work during that time, and you should be able to receive your normal job seekers payment normally, if of course you fall under this eligibility that we have right here. What happens if you got a job partway through the course? Really good question. We would ask for full commitment, that you can commit to the full 9 weeks of the programme. It is highly competitive. Getting a role onto the or getting a place on the programme. We have about 25 to 27 places on the programme, and you can imagine we do have a lot of applicants as well. So we would really ask that you do have full commitment to the 9 weeks and also to the 6 months following, that we will work with you to find you a full-time role within the field. Of course, we understand that things like this do happen from time to time, so we would ask that you update your mentor and your instructor as soon as this does happen, so we are fully aware. Someone said, if someone's already done data and software development boot camps, can you just help with placements in those areas too, or just IT? Really good question as well. So this program is specific, like I say, to IT support. So we would ask that you are committed to an IT support role. Obviously, if you're interested in data and software, we do have other programs. We have data analytics programs that we run here at Generation. So unfortunately, we're not able to help with just placements in those areas. This program is specific to IT support. We can, of course, provide as much signposting as we can to help you with where to look for, any kind of links that we can provide to help you in your job search. But this program is a full education to employment program, so it would be look at training you up in IT support. Fantastic. So I'll take a quick pause here and then we'll go back through questions very shortly. Fantastic. So now we'll run through in a little bit more detail about what life in the classroom looks like. So like I mentioned earlier, all of our delivery is online. So we do it in a bootcamp style. We do it over Microsoft Teams. So it is split. So you'd be doing employability support sessions. So that could look at helping with your CV, transit and your transition into employment. But what I'll do now is take you over a typical day in a classroom. So it's by no means what every day looks like whatsoever. But you can have a look here. So it's a real mix of kind of collaborative and individual study. You'll start the day by logging on, telling us about any kind of absence or sickness before class starts each morning. We will teach you like professionals, so we really expect you to treat this as a job as well, as ultimately it is training for a job. So you kick off the day with daily openings. So we think it's really important to to do this, as it really helps with building a community. And at the beginning of the course, you will spend 9 weeks with your peers on the program, with your instructors and your mentors. So you'll get to know them very, very well. So we like to start off today with those daily openings. And then you may move into your first kind of technical topic. So that could be around 9:15 in the morning. You may break at 10:30, move into technical skills afterwards, which could look like a breakout room. You then obviously pause for lunch. You get about an hour for lunch each day. And then you may return after lunch to behavioural skills and mindsets. You then may move into employability session, which could look like CVs, help, interviews, job applications, etc. And then you may close the day on daily reflections about 4 o'clock. And after that, you could potentially be having one-on-one support from your instructor or your mentor if that is required. And then normally we'll close for the day at 5 o'clock. So like I say, it's Monday till Friday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Each day as well. So this is by no means whatsoever what every day will look like. Every day is different. What you'll be learning every day is different as well. So just a bit of an example here. Fantastic. So the IT support curriculum, our program is really designed to be more than just the technical know-how. It's a full package to really prepare you for work. So we divide this up into behaviours, skills and mindsets. So we'll start with the technical skills. So you'll learn how to diagnose, fix common issues with hardware, software, mobile devices, networking and security. You also get comfortable with tools like ticketing systems and learn how to document your work professionally. Tech alone isn't enough, so we know those behaviours and mindsets are really important as well in the workplace. So, for example, being customer focused, strong communicator will help you work really well with both colleagues and clients. We also have a real focus on teamwork and adaptability as well, which is really crucial for those fast-moving environments. Then we've got mindsets, so things like having a growth mindset, being persistent, taking ownership of your development. These are the traits that will help you not only in landing a job, but also growing into those more advanced roles that we discussed earlier. By the end of the program, you would have built skills in all of these areas, so you'll be job ready and confident as well. So this is a little bit of an overview of the curriculum, so for our IT support program. So we'll take a quick look at what you will be learning during the course. So we'll start off normally the first week or so with an introduction into the IT service desk analyst role, so what it involves, the benefits, challenges of a job, and what is expected of you in a professional setting. We'll then explore more key workplace strategies, so how to stay organised, manage your time, communicate effectively and work well in a team, because technical skills are very important, but also how you work with others is just as crucial in this role. So next we'll focus on customer support skills. So this includes everything from handling different types of customer interactions to writing effective emails, managing challenging situations. You also get really familiar with quality assurance and how performance is measured on a service desk. From there, we move into the IT fundamentals, so covering computer, hardware, software, storage, network, security, mobile devices, cloud computing, etc. So very long list there. And don't worry if all of this sounds new. We'll break it down step by step and you'll have lots of chances to practice along the way. We'll also cover the incident management cycle, so how tickets are handled from start to finish, including escalation, resolution, and documentation. Finally, we'll wrap up with continuous learning, so introducing you to things like ITL foundations, LinkedIn learning to help keep you developing even after the course. It's a really well-rounded program designed to give you both the technical knowledge and the soft skills that you need to really hit the ground running in your first IT support role. Fantastic. So we'll take another pause here just to run through any questions that we might have. So someone has asked, So I've applied through Generation UK, not Intreo. So I believe this is around the benefits payments. I think this question arose around. So the information I provided today is specific to Intreo, so to Irish cohorts. Like I mentioned, we are discussing the IT support program in Ireland today. So if you have any further questions about claiming benefits for the English cohort, please do just reach out to us and let us know, but you can continue to receive benefits whilst you are on our programs. Someone says, does one need to specifically live in one of those 5 counties? You will do, so we can also accept applicants who are living in Waterford or potentially Waterford or Wicklow as well. So I think I've mentioned a couple of those. But if you have any questions about kind of eligibility or your location, please do just reach out to us and we'll be happy to give you an answer on that, more specific about where you are currently based. Someone's asked again just about what types of skills do you need to learn as cybersecurity? So yeah, really good questions. You can see here that we've got a bit of an overview of the curriculum breakdown. So the majority of the program is focusing on the IT support role, which is obviously the role that we will hopefully help you transition to at the end. There is a week or so on the program that you do have a lot of introductions into cybersecurity. So like I say, feel free to pause this slide in future if you watch back the session to find out a little bit more about what that curriculum covers. But if you do have any more specific questions about what is covered during that curriculum, please do just reach out and we'll be more than happy to ask you that. And someone said you have to receive the benefit for 6 months. So as per Intreo requirements, you would need to have been claiming Intreo job seekers payments for at least 6 months. I would really recommend, if you have any questions about this, to approach your local Intreo centre, speak to them, have a look at the information on our website as well. We can still accept applicants who haven't been claiming for 6 months, but it does just mean that you may not be able to continue claiming your benefits during that time. So please do check with your Intreo centre first. Someone said, I live in London, can I still join? So like I've mentioned, today's session is around the Irish programme that we will be running. We do have an English programme that we are currently taking applications on, which includes London applicants. So I would just really recommend having a look at our UK website and finding out more information there. Someone has asked, do you need a camera? So all of our programs, they are camera on. So we do require you to have your camera on during those 9 weeks during the program. We think it's really important for community building. We get for safeguarding as well. So you do need to have a camera. If you don't have a camera, as part of your offer, we can lend this to you. So if your camera isn't working or it's patchy for whatever reason, just let us know and we can send you a camera to use during the program. Perfect. So I'm just going to pause here and we'll continue running through the slides today. So you've heard me talk quite a lot about the mentoring support that we offer on our programs. So I'll take you through that in a bit more detail and what that looks like on a Generation Bootcamp. So at the beginning of the program, you're assigned both an instructor and a mentor, and our mentors are specialists in adult learning experiences. So they come with tons of experience in various sectors like education, charities, training support. So they're equipped with the right knowledge on how best to support you. They are there to help with your soft skills, while the instructors are there to teach you those technical skills. And those soft skills could involve motivation, goal setting, future orientation, persistence, and a big emphasis on growth mindset. So how to approach challenges, setbacks, and see this as an opportunity in personal growth. They are there to really make sure you have the best chance of completing the program and you're set up for success beyond. They are there also to help with your employability skills, so things like interview skills. We'll do mock interviews with you, help with your CV and readiness for employment. But they're also there to offer pastoral care and wellbeing support, which is completely tailored and individualised to your needs and situation, and to make sure that you feel supported on the course. So even before you are offered a place on the programme, you get the opportunity to meet with one of our learning support team members. So we'll run through it in a little bit more detail later when we talk about the application process, but those who are successful following their interview, you will meet with one of our learning support team members, have a half an hour long video call with them. So it's a really good chance for us to understand more about you, what support you need over those 9 weeks. Once you are successful in receiving your place on the programme, you'll again meet with one of our mentors, and you'll continue to have one-to-ones, set personalised goal, and run through specific coaching throughout the programme, and really help you work towards that readiness towards the end role. After you complete the 9 weeks of the programme as well, our support is ongoing, so we'll help you get ready for interviews, support with your job search, and build confidence as well. So we fully understand that starting a bootcamp may feel very overwhelming. It's 9 weeks of meeting new people, learning new content, and preparing for a new career, all whilst you're still juggling your home life and responsibilities. So we know that life doesn't stop. So our mentors are really there to support you, prepare for the 9 weeks of the programme, during those 9 weeks, and also beyond as well. So we do get some common questions about the support that we offer during the programme, such as what if I get ill during the programme? If you do, then this is something you'll discuss directly with your mentor, with your instructor. They will make sure that you have materials online for you to catch up and make sure that when you do return to the programme, you're fully up to speed and ready to get started upon your return. We get the question around what financial support is available. So like I've mentioned, you can continue to receive your benefits as per Intreo requirements if you are currently claiming them. And also our mentors can support you in finding out how to apply for benefits if you aren't already. I don't have a laptop or a Wi-Fi. Again, if this is something that you need, if you are successful in receiving a place on the programme, then we can lend you a working laptop, we can lend you a Wi-Fi dongle or a camera as well if you need it. Perfect, so I'll run through any further questions we have. Someone said, is there a practical on hand during the 9 weeks or just assignment with explanation only? So the programme is extremely interactive. Like I say, you have a live instructor, you have live mentors. So there are a few assignments as part of the 9 weeks of the programme. So it's not just you're given an assignment and then you're expected to go away and complete it. You work really closely with your peers in this. You work really closely with your instructors, your mentors, so you are able to reach out for help if you do need at any point. In terms of practical on hand, you may have to provide a little bit more detail about what you mean around that. But if you would like any further information about what those assignments look like, or like I say, I can send you that curriculum breakdown in a bit more detail if you need. I'm more than happy to do so. Someone said, what if you are on employment support benefit? So again, you might need to let me know a little bit more about this. So I have covered about Intreo payments, Intreo benefits, and those requirements around that if you are claiming it. So I recommend have a look back at those slides there. Otherwise, you can have a look on our website as well around those Intreo requirements. Someone's asked, do we need to specifically live in? So I think I've covered this already, but like I say, if you want to double check your current location against our eligibility criteria, please do just reach out and ask. We're more than happy to help. Someone said, what about the Caribbean? Unfortunately not. This is specific to applicants who are living within Ireland, who have right to work and live within Ireland. So unfortunately, we're unable to accept any applicants outside of Ireland for this programme. Someone has said, will there be any learning of data servers for this role? Again, a really good question. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head right now. What I would recommend is, like I say, having a look over that curriculum. We also have an IT support cybersecurity prospectus, which runs through the curriculum in a bit more detail as well. So I'm more than happy to send out a copy of that as well, along with the link for today's session that you can rewatch over. Or if you do have any more specific questions around what particularly is covered within those 9 weeks, please do just reach out and I can ask one of our instructors for any further detail if you would like. Someone said, hi, if I start the IT support program but later realise it's not the right fit, can I switch to a different program? Unfortunately not. That's not something that we can do, just as we do have quite a rigorous application process for each of our programs, and different things are kind of assessed for during the different programs. So we really would look for commitment to the IT support cybersecurity program if you are applying for it and if you do receive a place on the program. If of course you are unsuccessful with a place on the program, you're more than welcome to apply for one of our other programs, but it may just mean that you may have to go through that application process again. So we really would recommend making sure that you are sure that you would like to apply for this program, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Like I say, if you do want any kind of comparison about the programs that we do have available, or want to hop on a call and explore it in a little bit more further detail and decide which program could be better suited to you. The session's recorded to playback if you missed a bit of it for some reason. I expect that this is around the actual program. So yes, we do record our sessions, and they can be made available for those who, potentially if you're unwell for any reason, or if you have to miss a day. So yes, that can be discussed with our instructors and our mentors and be made available to you. But like I say, we do expect good attendance on program. So obviously we do understand that things do happen from time to time, so we will make things available to you if needed. Fantastic. So I will take another pause here and we'll run through the rest of today's slides. So after the bootcamp, so after those 9 weeks of the program, you then move into a 6-month placement phase, which is really focused on helping you secure a relevant role. So this phase is more learner driven, but Generation is here to support you every step of the way. There are 2 routes into work. So one is self-apply, so you'll find roles yourself and apply directly to them. And the second route into work is a Generation-sourced opportunity. So this may be a role that we find and we match you to. We will support you with applications, interview prep, navigating offers for either of these 2 routes. But we do expect some commitment from you during this phase. We expect you to be proactive in your job search, to apply for both Generation and self-found roles. This may look like applying for around 5 jobs a week and keeping your application tracker updated. We do regular check-ins during this time, so we'd expect you to engage with us during that time, as we are here to help you and here to help you find a role. We'd expect you to be open to suitable roles within commuting distance and make sure that any childcare or visa plans are in place. And we'd expect you as well to tell us when you find a job, and this really helps us track impacts and secure future funding as well. But what our support looks like during this, but our commitment to you during this time is we will source and share opportunities with you that really help match you to relevant roles. We'll show you where and how to job search effectively, support with CV writing, interview prep and building confidence. We'll keep helping you build your skills even after the bootcamp and get ready to succeed in your new job. And of course, we'll be there to celebrate your success when you land a role as well. So I'll now take you through the application process and what next steps look like and how you do apply. But we'll pause for any further questions that we do have, because I see a couple has come through. Let's have a look. Someone asked, do I need any specific software? No, not particularly in the first week of induction. So there'll be a week of induction to get you fully set up. During this time, we will run through any potential software that you do use. We'll support you in getting all set up with that. But there's, like I say, we will support you during that time. There's nothing kind of bar Microsoft Teams that you will need, but if there is, your instructor will take you through how to access that. And obviously, we will provide you that software if needed. Someone has asked, are you able to share the size of the batch? I imagine this is about the classroom size. So yeah, it's between 25 to 27 people on the programme. Can your local Intreo office lend you a laptop if your laptop is too old? We can lend you a laptop. So if you need a laptop as part of enrolling onto the program, if your laptop isn't working or it's running a little bit slow, we have lots of refurbished laptops that we lend out to our learners. So this is something that we can support you with and send out to you. Like I mentioned as well, with if you need a Wi-Fi dongle, if you need a camera as well, that is something that we can support you with. Someone said, can you have more than one funding? Unfortunately not, it is just one program that you can enroll onto, just given our funding. Like I say, we are a charity, so we do rely on funding, and so unfortunately we are only able to fund learners just for one program. So we would really ask you to really assess kind of what program is best for you, what fits with your career plans, your motivation, and like I say, if you have any questions or want to run through this and what program is best for you, reach out to us and we're more than happy to help. Someone said, we live in Athlone, Westmeath. Are we allowed to enrol? Unfortunately, Athlone doesn't fall under one of our locations that we cover with this program. Like I've mentioned earlier in the slides, the areas that we do cover are, let me just double check these for you. Unfortunately, Athlone doesn't fit within that, so it is. Which I don't have it on my slide here, but yeah, unfortunately, Athlone doesn't fit under those. Like I say, you can go back through our slides today just to get further information about the areas that we do cover. Otherwise, have a look on our website as well. All of that information is on there underneath the IT support page as well. Is Intreo in England? Okay, really good question. So like I've mentioned, so today's focus of today's session is around the Irish cohort that we will be running for IT support with cybersecurity. So Intreo is the almost universal credit over in Ireland. So I think you may be getting slightly confused here. Like I mentioned, this is for the Irish cohort that we will be running. Kind of rules around universal credit, etc., may be slightly different in England. So I would really recommend is have a look on our website, speaking to your local job centre, and find and seeing on our website what opportunities are available to you in England. Fantastic. So someone else has said, my application is under review. When will we get the confirmation? Someone said mine is too. Really good question. So we are actively reviewing applications at the moment. So you'll hear from us over the next couple of weeks. I'll take you through over the next couple of slides what to expect over the next couple of weeks, what to expect in the application process. So if you want to check in about your application at any point, or if you have any concerns about it still being under review, please just reach out. That is exactly what we are here for. So please do just let me know, but like I say, we are actively reviewing applications currently. Someone has said, how about the IT network and other protocol IT protocols need for problem solving? And I think you've asked another question just about other bits like peripheral devices, printers, projector, most important when become IT troubleshooting. Really good questions. So these questions will be likely better for one of our instructors who'll be there actually delivering that technical content. So if you do have any questions like this that are more specific to exactly what is covered in that curriculum, kind of the ins and outs of what is taught over those 9 weeks, I'd really recommend that you reach out to us and ask that question, and I can get that information from you from one of our instructors. Unfortunately, I'm not too in deep in the curriculum. I'm not an IT expert myself, but we can definitely find out that information. But what I will tell you is the curriculum is developed in partnership with a lot of employers. So what is taught during that program is everything that is relevant to move you into an entry-level IT support role. So all of those key bits are covered, but more specifically, the kind of questions you've asked here, please just reach out to us and then I can get you those questions answered. Let's have a look. Can you use your mobile instead of a laptop? For the application process, you're more than welcome to use your mobile as part of the application process, but actually being enrolled onto the program, you need your laptop, and that is why we can lend you a laptop if you need a laptop. So don't panic if you don't have a working laptop, if it runs slow or anything like that. We can provide laptops so during that time. So unfortunately, a mobile is not suitable during the program. Someone has said, if a candidate has a 1-year gap in their work history, would they still be considered for selection in this program? Really great question. So we do not select based on previous experience or previous qualifications, etc. This application process is open to people who have no experience whatsoever, have never worked before, or potentially you've taken quite a lot of time in between work opportunities. We do not select on that basis. We're here to select applicants who we think are really motivated, committed to our program, and really committed to a career in IT support as well. Someone said, how relevant should the job you get be for Generation Future funding? What if it was a different type of tech job? Really good question. So this is something that you'll work with really closely with our partnerships team during this time. So obviously everything that you'll learn on the program will really equip you for an IT support role. But lots of our our graduates may find roles that are parallel to an IT support role. So it may be, like I say, a different type of tech job. We will make you aware of all roles that we have available or that we have been connected with employers who are hiring. But if of course you end up finding a role that is slightly outside of the IT support role but still relevant, then we would still celebrate those successes for you. Ultimately, we want you to find a role that you're really happy with and that really suits your job aspirations as well. Fantastic. Someone said, will there be certificate exams like the CompTIA? Unfortunately, there will be no certificate exams following this program. So you'll get a certificate of completion from Generation for completing this program. But the type of roles that we'll be matching up with and that we'll really be gearing you up to, they don't necessarily need those certificates to move into those roles. So like I say, everything through that course content will teach you everything that you need to move into one of those roles. So let's have a look. Someone said, so can apply for the Ireland one if you're in England? Unfortunately not, no. So like I said, what we're discussing today is the Irish cohort. So you'll need to be based in Ireland if you're applying to the Irish cohort. So you need to live in Ireland and also have right to work in Ireland. If you are based in England and you live in England, then you can apply to our English cohort, which you can see on our Generation UK website. Let's have a look. Fantastic. Someone said, I hope AI doesn't make these roles obsolete. Really good question, a really good point there as well. But I think it really is that customer service side of the role that we've spoken about quite a lot during today that is really important in these roles. I mean, particularly within external customers, when you're speaking to customers, when you're speaking to potentially people within the company as well, it is that customer service side of things that unfortunately, AI's hopefully never going to be able to replace. We still see lots of demand for these roles, which is why we still run these programs, and we have a fantastic success rate in placing our graduates from this program into IT support roles. And we also teach some AI, some of the curriculum is based around AI as well, to make sure that it is super up to date. You're learning things that are really relevant to now, and you understand how to use the AI to your advantage as well. So not see it as an enemy or something that unfortunately potentially is going to take our jobs. But no, we still see lots of demand for roles within this field, and hopefully we can support you into one of those roles. Fantastic. And then last question before we move on to the next couple of slides. So yes, you get a certificate for completion of the program as well, which is something we'd really recommend you putting on your CV, putting on your LinkedIn, really celebrating that you've just completed 9 weeks of a very intense boot camp. But like I say, you should really celebrate that. And you do get that certificate of completion after that. We'd really recommend you celebrating and using. Fantastic. So I'll pause here again just whilst we run through the final few slides today. So the final few slides will be going over the application process, what that looks like, and what to expect. So how do I apply? So this is a little bit of an overview of the application process. So what you do is you begin by registering with us, starting your application with us and letting us know exactly who you are. You then move on to an IT literacy task, which normally takes about 10 or 15 minutes or so. And once you've completed your IT literacy task, you may hit that hold that I think someone mentioned earlier, where your application will be under review. So then we will review your application and then invite you to the next stage of the process, which involves an online group task. So we hold this over Google Meet, and it normally lasts about half an hour or so. It will either be run by myself or my colleague Kim, so you'll have a familiar face face, at least on the call, but we think it's a really great opportunity for us to get to know you better and assess really key skills such as communication, teamwork, problem solving, all whilst giving you a taste of our interactive learning approach. So you'll join a small group of other applicants and you'll be guided by a facilitator from Generation. So that will be likely myself and my colleague Kim. No preparation is needed whatsoever. You'll just come along, participate and be yourself. And we're really looking forward to see how you work with others. So once you complete your group task, the next stage will be to move on to the HireVue interview. So I'll go into a little bit more detail over the next couple of slides as to what HireVue is. But HireVue is a video interview platform that we use as part of the application process. So once you've completed your group task, you'll then be invited to complete your HireVue interview. So it's really important that you complete your HireVue interview as soon as you can, as only once it has been completed can we go ahead and review it, and then hopefully progress you onto the final stage of the process, which involves attending a support needs conversation. So I mentioned it a little bit earlier about our support needs conversation, but we normally hold them over Teams. It takes about half an hour of your time, and it's a really nice chance for you to connect with one of our support team members. They'll ask you a few questions just about you and your current circumstance, and we'll start getting an idea of what support you might need during those 9 weeks, and for us to make sure that you can get that from day one. Following that, so once you've completed your support needs conversation, you're all up to date on your application process, and then we will move on to offer letters, so sending out outcomes of everyone's applications about 2 weeks before the bootcamp begins, so you can expect this about mid-September. So if you are successful in receiving a place on the programme, you'll then need to complete some short onboarding tasks to get you set up for the programme. And as part of this is requesting any tech that you might need. So if you need a laptop, if you need camera, Wi-Fi dongle, etc., this is where you'll request this. You also need to upload some eligibility documents as part of your application. So I'll run through that in a couple more in the next few slides as well, exactly what documents you need to upload. 1 week before the bootcamp begins, so before the 29th of September, so you can expect this on about the week commencing the 22nd of September. We have an induction week, so we send this information through to everyone who is given an offer on the programme, but this induction week is a great chance for you to meet your instructor for the first time, meet your mentor, meet your peers on the programme as well, and really iron out any potential technical difficulties that you might need before we kick off on the 29th of September. So like we mentioned earlier about what software you might need, this is a great chance to really make sure that you've got all the software that you need downloaded, you're all set up on Microsoft Teams, and so like I say, then you're ready to start on the 29th of September. So your HireVue interview. So like I say, once you've completed your group task, you'll then be invited to complete your HireVue interview. So HireVue, like I say, a video interview platform that we use, and there's about 6 questions for you to complete as part of the HireVue interview. For each question, you get up to 6 re-records, so you can record yourself up to 6 times and really make sure that the answer that you are submitting is one that you're really happy with. It's really flexible as well, so if you know that you work best in the evenings or on the weekends, you can set some time aside then to complete your HireVue interview. But what we're looking for, so we're not looking for perfection whatsoever. It's just a really good chance for you to be, for us to understand more about your story, more about your journey, what has led up to this point, why you're motivated and committed to a career in IT support, why would you benefit from a place on our programme as well. So like I say, we're looking for potential, not perfection whatsoever. And so this is what it looks like. So apologies for the screen grab of myself there. So it's 6 questions. You'll have a practice question as well that you can, like I say, practice with, so you can really make sure that you're fully set up and ready to start, and you get an opportunity to re-record yourself up to 6 times. So it's really important that you complete your HireVue interview as soon as you are invited, as only once it is completed can we review and progress your application onto that support needs conversation. And so eligibility documents, like I mentioned, if you are successful in receiving a place on the programme, then you will be required to upload 2 different documents. So the first of which is your right to work document. So we can accept a few different things here as part of your right to work. And the second is your proof of current address. So when you're uploading this onto the portal, there's tons of information as to what we can accept, what we recommend you upload. So you don't need to do this unless you are given an offer for your place on the programme. But I think it's really worth you start thinking about what documents you do have, what you can upload, and start getting these ready in case you are offered a place on the programme. That brings us to the end of the slides there. So I appreciate there's been lots of information that we've covered in today's session. So what we'll do now is just finish on any final questions that we do have before we wrap up today's session. So let's have a look. Is there Microsoft Office 360 and cloud computing, which are software skills? It's the most common skills that IT companies require. So yep, a lot of this. So like I say, if you go back over to that curriculum slide, everything that is covered in the curriculum is covered on there. Like I say, we also have an IT support prospectus, which goes into it in a bit more detail, which I can make available to everyone as well, if you would like. But yep, we will cover basic Microsoft Office, and we do touch on some cloud computing as part of the program as well. Someone has said, pretty sure I made a mistake in one of the questions on the IT literacy task. Will that affect my eligibility? So we're not looking for 100% on these tasks. So if you do believe that you've made a slight mistake on it and you would like us to review, please do just get in touch. So there's an email address on the slide there. So itsupportprogram@generation.org. And please do feel free just to get in touch with us directly if you want us to review anything. And hopefully we'll be able to assist you with that. So someone said, I haven't heard anything back after applying 3 to 4 weeks ago. Again, please do just feel free to get in touch with us if that is the case. It may be a reason that that there may be an error on your application form. Potentially there may be something to do with your eligibility that we may have to ask you a slight question over. So if you would like an update on your application, please do just reach out. But like I mentioned, we are actively reviewing applications at the moment, so it's not uncommon for your application not to be progressed straight away, just as we do have a lot of applications that we are working our way through. But if of course you'd like to double check your specific application, then please do just get in touch. So let's have a look. So is a group task like pretending to help people with technical problems? Really good question. So the group task is not related to IT support or the program whatsoever. The group task, like I say, it's just a really great opportunity for you to come together with a couple of other applicants on the program. Really mimics that kind of interactive learning approach that we have. So they're really normally really good fun. I really enjoy running the sessions, and it's nice for you, like I say, to meet some other applicants who are interested in joining the program as well. So there's no preparation from you needed to join one of our group tasks. You just come along, participate, and be yourself. Someone says, must you pass the IT literacy task to be considered for the program? So there is a pass mark for the IT literacy task. Like I say, it's not 100% whatsoever, but if you do want to get in touch and then about the IT literacy task and double check kind of the status of your application, please do just reach out, ask the question. That is what we are here for, to answer. Fantastic. And really nice to see that people have enjoyed the session today. I'm really glad to see that. Let's have a look. There's a couple other questions. So I think we've just answered this question already. But IT help desk and database. Yep, so like I've mentioned, if you do have any more questions about the curriculum in a bit more detail or anything that you would like us to ask the instructors, please do just reach out. But like I say, today's session has been recorded, so you can rewind, look at that curriculum breakdown there in a bit more detail and see what is covered on the programme. And that can assure you that everything is taught within those 9 weeks of the programme is everything that you need to move into an IT support role. Fantastic. And someone else has asked, I completed my group task last week. The generation login says I still need to book another group task. Should I contact IT support? Okay, thank you for letting us know. Feel free to pop us an email, and then what we can do is we can just update your application to make sure that you pass through that stage, and then you should be able to unlock the next stage, which will be your HireVue interview. Fantastic. So I I think that brings us to the end of today and everyone's questions, which is fantastic. Some really, really good questions that we've had here today. So thank you so much for everyone for that. It's really great to see that you're really interested and motivated by the programme. And if, of course, you have any questions, please do just reach out to us. There's that email on the screen there, itsupportprogram@generation.org. And then this programme will also, this recording today will also be made available to everyone if you want to rewind, recap, or rewatch at any point. But otherwise, thank you so much, everyone. I really look forward to seeing how your applications progress and hopefully meet some of you during the process as well. So thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye.